Hello, this is my call for help, my last straw, last chance. I recently read 2 books and they were both 2 stars, mediocre books, literally made me want to quit reading. So here I am. Do not waste your time reading that book. I felt so gaslit reading that book, so 2-star. And then I listened to Funny Story by Emily Henry on audiobook. 2-star. Not funny. It wasn't funny. I've tried to pick up Hotel Magnifique, as excited as I was for that book. It didn't catch me. It didn't grasp my attention, so I think we're gonna just put her down before she gets thrown away, and we're gonna put her down and we're gonna try her at another time. But right now, as the title says, we will not stop until we read a 5-star book. And I have picked a few books that I think could potentially be that 5-star. I have no desire to read because of those 2-star books, that it's actually really bad. So this might be a wrap. Like, my whole career, my whole booktube, bookstagram, it might be a wrap because of these last 2 books. So I'm gonna come back with a stack and we'll see what we're gonna read. So I've come back with a few books that I think maybe will get me out of a reading slump, maybe 5-star, we'll see. So the last 2 books were romance. Should I be reading a romance? Probably not. I should probably be reading fantasy that will take me out of the slump. But we do have Flawless on the chopping block. I just think this book is just gonna be good. This is book 1 of the Chestnut Spring series. I don't think this is gonna be a 5-star read, but just wanted to add some variety. The next book is Lightlark by Alex Astor. I also don't think this is gonna be a 5-star to read, but I do think that it's interesting enough and it'll get me out of the reading slump, potentially. And I just hear that it just sounds like it's so good. I hear a lot of people say good things about it, so I want to give it a shot. Next on the chopping block is Powerless. Okay, this is in honor of Reckless just releasing, and everybody is talking about Reckless. This is not going to be a 5-star for me. I already know it, but I think this will get me out of my slump. So that's kind of what we need. We need a little bit of momentum right now because we have 0. And then our last resort is One Dark Window. I do think this will be a 5-star read for me because I hear so many good things about this, and the whole storyline, the whole plot, it just sounds delicious. It sounds so scrumptious. I think I'm gonna eat this up. But this is worst case scenario. I also have A Court of Frost and Starlight that I do need to read regardless. It's on my TBR, and I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star, but it is a short read, so it could, you know, reading something familiar. I know the characters, might pull me out of the slump, maybe not. So we will see. I think I'm gonna start with Lightlark. See where it takes us. See if I DNF it or not. So I'm trying to pick out tabs for my book, and suddenly all my tabs, don't know where they are. They disappeared. What's going on? Am I procrastinating? Am I stalling? Yes. Do I want to read? No. I actually just want to lay on my phone and watch mukbangs. I just want to lay on my phone and watch videos for no reason. Reels, TikToks. I don't want to sit down and read a 400-page book. I forgot to give the time check, but it's around 9:35, so I'll check back in like 30 minutes to an hour once I've read a little bit of the book and kind of let you know how I'm feeling. Okay, I'm back after an hour, and this book is really interesting so far. It's in 3rd person, which I have not read a 3rd person book in a while, which is, doesn't make a difference, but I just think it's cute. And yeah, we're already starting off strong. I did notice that there is no map in this book, so we're solely relying on vibes and whatever my little brain thinks of. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to read anymore tonight. I am a little sleepy. I was kind of like not dozing off completely, but my eyes are getting a little heavy while I was reading. But I think we're at a good point. I didn't read that much. I got kind of distracted, and we're on chapter 2, so not much. I think that literally was like 8 pages or something. But hey, a little check-in. I did fall asleep. We read to page 12, so a little bit in chapter 2. I'm gonna edit a little bit of an upcoming YouTube video. I'll probably pick up her again after. Hello. I have not had a lot of time to read this whole week. So now it's Sunday. I wasn't in town Friday, Saturday, so I wasn't able to read. So it's around 7:45. But I'm gonna read until I get tired. I'm about page 50 of same damn book. It's getting good, I guess. I mean, I just wish, things I feel like are about to start happening. A lot of lore. There's so much lore. Actually, there's so much lore. I literally got confused. I had to re-skim and take notes because I literally was like, I'm not gonna remember any of this because this is a lot of information. So, a lot of information in the first 50 pages. I hope there's no more hidden lore and we actually get to some action because a lot of lore. Not bad though. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. It's July 19th, so I have not been able to read all month of July. I just wanted to provide a little update of Lightlark. We are about 75 pages in. I don't know if it's me, but I'm not like getting hooked with the story. I'm not sure if it's me or the book, but the book is interesting. And I kind of want to find out what happens, but I feel like I don't think the pacing is bad. I also just don't want to force myself to read because then I'm gonna end up not liking the book, and a lot of people like it. So I also did pick out my tabs for A Quart of Frost and Starlight. Maybe getting back into something that is familiar to me will help me focus, I guess. I think I just am really lacking the focus right now and the ability or wanting to do anything, actually. I just don't have motivation. But yeah, I'll come back. We'll try Lightlark a little bit more. If I feel like we're not progressing or we're feeling like we're wanting to put it down, I'm not gonna say DNF, but we're gonna put it down for a little bit. Maybe we pick up the ACOTAR series and see where it goes from there, because that book is only like 220 pages, so I think I'll zoom through it. Hi, it's been a while. It's August 1. I really have not been able to read a lot. I also had a family emergency, family catastrophe happen, so I didn't read obviously because of that, but I've been able to read a little bit now that we're on, we're all settling from that. But yeah, I mean, a couple days ago, I picked up the book. I stopped at like page 75. I literally was like, do I DNF this book? Nothing's happening. I'm like, Pookie, what's going on? Like, the plot is not plotting. I pushed through because I am a warrior. I am a champ, and I don't give up. And mainly because I just didn't want to believe, you know, that this book was bad. And I was wrong. This book is so good. At a split second was like, you know, this book is terrible. I don't even want to read it anymore. But I was wrong. This book is good. This book is good. It's sitting at a 4-star right now. 4-star means, you know, pretty good, decent, plot's thought out. You know, I'm on board, but we still got room for improvement or not improvement. Now we're at 163, so I think that's a pretty good, you know, chunk of the book that we were able to read. I'm a little bit less than halfway. I think what killed me is that first off, I was in a reading slump and I read 2 trash books, and then I go into like full fantasy. I think for me, compared to like, compared to Cruel Prince, is that this is very front heavy fantasy building in the beginning, while this is like, we're learning as we go, you know? So I think I prefer more books like this where the fantasy is slowly, you know, the story is developing as you're reading. This one, a lot of it was like really lore heavy in the beginning, and it was kind of confusing. You know, I literally had to like write stuff down because I'm like, I'm gonna forget this. Like, there was like 3 instances where I'm like, this is literally just like lore dumping. Like, it was a lot. But now that we're getting into kind of like the tea, Grimshaw, speak to me after class. The premise of this book is that there are these games that happen correct me if I'm wrong, every 100 years. The Palace of Lightlark, all the storms stop, and then everyone meets, all the people of the realm meet. Well, the rulers of the realm go and compete to try to break their curses. There were curses set because of, it happened after some war. Also, don't understand what's going on there. I don't know if we're gonna get any clarification on what happened in the war, who fought, how it ended, how is it affecting stuff now. Like, there's just been hints of that there was a war that previously happened. But basically, all the rulers of however many realms, I think there's like 6. The Wildling, Starling, Skyling, Moonling, Sunling, Nightshade. The 6 realms, they go and compete at Lightlark, at the Sentinel is what it's called, and they go compete in these like demonstrations. I also don't know if there's something more than the demonstrations. Sorry, I also can't speak English. But basically, all the rulers compete at these demonstrations that are held. One is held by each ruler, and basically it's either to show like hidden powers that they might have, to show weaknesses, to show advance over people, and each ruler has to do one. So I don't really know what happens after this. And then they like pair up. Whoever wins the most demonstrations, then they have the power to then pair up the rulers together, and then they all have to compete against each other. And I think that's when the killing happens. There was a rule that you can't kill after like 15 or 25 days or something like that. So they're all like kind of in this grace period of like, okay, everyone's gonna be alive, and then I think people are gonna start dying. So we just got the pairings, and I'm shook. Like, I think there's gonna be a love triangle. This entire portion of the book, it's just been a little bit repetitive. I think that's why I have it sitting at a 4-star, is that there are certain things, I don't think it's a spoiler, but there are other ways to break the curses, and there are different avenues that the main character wants to try and not really like fight to the death. Or the entire like 100 pages is her just saying, I need to find it, I need to find it, I need to find it, I need to find it. And I think that gets a little redundant for me. But other than that, I mean, the tabs are tabbing. There's a lot going on, and I think I'm gonna actually really enjoy this book. And I think this book is actually gonna get me out of my slump, because it already is getting me out of my slump. Yeah, it's getting juicy, it's getting good. I'm gonna probably update y'all either a little bit before the book ends or when I finish it. So a little reading update. We're on 254. Not much progress today because I have to work, but we have chosen the windowsill as our primary reading location for the night. I also read here last night and I did get a lot done. And we do have, don't look at how bare the walls are. I know, I gotta fill it with stuff. We have our YouTube video playing background music to really engulf ourselves. I will come back when something crazy happens in the book. I just wanted to check in because, okay, listen, I know I didn't really give much of an update, but I'm 130 pages in and I'm eating it up. I don't know why, I just got so engulfed in this story. I think it's just very interesting. I've never read anything like this. I don't know what it is. It's also very simple, and the banter, you know, it's witty, it's funny, it's believable. You know, I love reading light work, and that really didn't help my slump. So this is really quickly pulling me out of it. And now it makes me think, like, do I want to just binge the rest of the books? I like read. Okay, here are my thoughts. I just don't really care for somewhat scenes. I don't really care for the lusting or explicit language. I think for me that's just not my cup of tea. I enjoy more of an emotional connection, but that is, you know, happening more now, so I think that's why I'm really invested. But yeah, I really like Summer. I don't really like Rhett. I think he's okay. Obviously she's gonna fall in love with him, you know, he's like the macho cowboy thing, but he's really not macho. Yeah, other than like the awkwardly explicit sentences, I think it's pretty good. I don't think this is gonna be higher than a 4.5 star for me, so I think right now it's sitting at like a 4. And then we'll see as I get to like maybe the halfway point, or I don't know, maybe like 3/4 of the way in, we'll see if that rating will change. It's been so hard for me to read recently. My brain literally is like, let's do everything else other than read. I literally just finished kind of reorganizing somewhat of my bookshelf, and I'm just sitting here Like, girl, you're on your lunch break. Read your book. You have time, you have an hour. But my brain just cannot. I even matched with the book today. So maybe that, you know, is a little extra motivation for me to just read your book. Read your book, girl. Anyways, I'll update you. I just wanted to come back and give a minor kind of update. I am picking Lightlark up. I'm reading it during my lunch break. We're gonna see how it goes. I feel like I'm just in a fantasy mood because I'm giving fall. Also, I just need to get this done because we are almost there. I just haven't been able to pull myself through it. I'm on page 270 out of a little less than 450 pages, I think. So I don't think the book is bad. I do think a lot of people crap on this book. I don't think it's bad. I am gonna try to pick it up and see how far I get today. We haven't read much of Flawless recently. I think I told you I was on one page, like page 162. They finally kissed, so that's great, even though it's not like their true kiss. Yeah, I said I was on 162 last time I had updated. Now I'm on 178. We have not made that much progress. We did add a couple tabs, but I'm kind of juggling between Lightlark, Flawless, and I was, as I mentioned previously, I still am listening to The Quiet Tenant. My Spotify audio minutes were done for the month, so I have to wait 4 days now. So that's if today is Wednesday, 4 days, I should be able to finish it on the weekend. So hopefully I could just finish it because it's a really good book. I actually recommend it. It's honestly sitting at like a 4. I have an hour and 30 left. I don't know how it's all gonna wrap up. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, and I did start A Court of Frost and Starlight. I don't know if I had mentioned this. I tried to pick it up. I read like 2 or 3 chapters, immediately got bored. I'm now kind of, I think I'm on chapter 5 or 6, so we're doing a little bit better with the audiobook. I did rent out the audiobook from my local library, so I am listening to that on Libby. And yeah, it's a lot of books. For someone who's in a slump, I'm really kind of overwhelming myself, but I think nothing is really hitting right now. The romance is good for Flawless. I just feel like because it's fall, we might want to delve into some fantasy. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I will check in with you guys later. Hi, a little update. I know I updated you guys yesterday, but I did not really read that much during lunch. But I did pick Lightlark back up, and it's getting really interesting, really good. There was a major twist that happened, and I wasn't really expecting it to happen, at least this soon. So we have less than like 120 pages left still. I know I didn't make that much progress, but I'm on lunch break now, and I'm gonna spend the next hour reading, and the tabs go crazy. I have like 19 pages left. This plot twist I was not expecting. I am shooketh. What? I'm gonna come back when I finish. I am still in so much shock. I'm here for the ride now. Hey. We're done. Finally. This book has felt like a century, but also the last 150 pages just flew for me. I really liked how this story wrapped up. I am so upset about Grimm. I think that's kind of detrimental for me, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get over that. But honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I feel like I have to pick up, you know, the second book, but holy crap. Yeah. Okay, so I know I talked a lot about, I guess, my ratings for the book. Mind you, I literally just finished maybe like 2 minutes ago. I have like 0 words. I thought I was gonna rate this maybe like a 3.75. I think this book, you know, had like a huge lull in the middle, but I honestly think the book could have been 100 pages shorter, absolutely, but I still think with how everything ended, this book was extremely effective. I do think there are some plot holes and or explanation of things were kind of off. World building kind of felt flat for me, or not felt flat, but could have been explained a little bit more, maybe a little bit more in depth. But all in all, now that we are done with Lightlark, I honestly would immediately pick up the second book if I didn't have 5 million other things, 5 million other books that I'm reading. Don't mind me, I'm literally standing on my papasan chair. There's a hurricane that's about to hit us, so I had to move my papasan chair from the balcony and my plants and everything. But I was thinking maybe the darkest part of the forest to give us fall vibes, but I'm not sure. I might want to read Little Women. I might want to switch up the vibe completely from fantasy. I do honestly think that if I read One Dark Window, that might be a 5-star for me. I have a feeling it's going to be, but I think I might want to read something completely different. I think I might want to just, I don't know. I take back what I said about Little Women just because literally my copy is like over 600 pages and I just can't do that to myself right now. Anyways, terrible angle, but we're thinking maybe looking for Alaska. How do we feel about this? I feel like this might be so juvenile for me, but honestly, it's like less than, what? Less than 250 pages. Let's just knock something out quick. I think I'm low-key, I don't want to say DNF, but I low-key don't think I want to continue A Court of Frost and Starlight right now. It's just not hitting for me. It's not hitting for me. I don't think I can read it nor listen to it on audio because the narrator is terrible. So I might pause, finish Flawless, pick this one up later this week, and hopefully figure it out. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star, but I am not really in the mood to read anything else. So I'll check back in a little bit later. I'll check back in whenever I read. I've not really been in a reading mood recently. I've just been kind of stressed and overwhelmed with work and also my organization. So I don't know. I think maybe tomorrow I won't be able to read. I might be watching Despicable Me 4, hopefully. But anyways, I'll come back with an update. So I just finished, and honestly, I think I'm gonna rate it maybe 3.75 stars or 4 stars. I really actually enjoyed it. The writing makes you, I don't know what it is, it's like crack. You just read straight through it, and you just plow through this. You read through it so quick. It just took me a while because I'm really in a slump where I don't want to pick up any book, but I would definitely say, like, this book has me annotating. Like, it's good. I do prefer closed door romances, and I don't know why I didn't think this was gonna be a closed door romance, but all of the cursing like kind of took me out of the story a little bit, especially like when he was so gentlemanlike to Summer, and then all of a sudden like he's disrespectful during the spicy scenes. And I get it, like that's hot, but I don't know. The spicy scenes kind of took me out a little bit, but I do think the epilogue was adorable, and I loved Rhett's perspective in the last chapter. I think it was the perfect way to end the book, and it was just the perfect resolution. Like, I definitely think the conflict that happened in the last quarter of the book really didn't need to happen. With this much left, like, you really could have just tied it up really nicely, and they could have just communicated and happily ever after. And this book didn't have to be so long. I definitely feel like this book was a lot longer than it needed to be. It could have literally just chopped that off and tied it up, but regardless, it got resolved, and the ending was very cute. I love that blog. It was so adorable. Do I think I'm gonna read the rest of the books in this series? Maybe. I did hear that they get spicier as they go, and again, I'm still a closed door romance girly. I really need to find a cowboy romance that is a closed door romance. I really just love how gentlemanlike they are, and I love the scenery. But all in all, 3.75, 4 star. I'm still teetering. I think I gotta let it cook for a little bit. I really did enjoy this though. Still not my 5 star, and that means we have to move on to our next book. Our next book is One Dark Window. Yeah, this is a romantasy. I don't know how many pages this is. It is 392 pages. I do have book 2 also, because this is a duology. So if I do read One Dark Window, I probably will want to just jump next into the second book. But this is our next book. I'll probably be doing a separate reading vlog for this. I have realized that filming this video, it's really long and it takes a lot of time because it requires you to read so many books. So this one will be out after my vlog, but I'm gonna vlog One Dark Window. But oh, the tabs fell out. Also, look how I literally color coordinated this perfectly. But just film a little bit of me reading it, and then I'll come back. I don't think I'm gonna start now. I do have friends coming over. We're gonna go to Halloween Horror Nights, so I'm excited for that. So I may or may not read today, might read tomorrow. Hey, so we picked up One Dark Window yesterday. I got to chapter 2, which I think is 16 pages, and I can already say I'm obsessed. I like the writing a lot. I think what's happening already intrigues me instantly. I do have to kind of finish this soon. I kind of want to spend my entire week focusing on reading this to get it done. Night Bane's coming in soon, so I kind of want to read that, but we do want to finish One Dark Window first. I just know I'm gonna get hooked, and the story is already so interesting, so I'm ready for the love. I'm ready for the love interest already. But I will check back in with either an update, or I'll check back in whenever I complete a substantial amount of the book. Toodles! It's been a while. I've not been in a reading mood, but I have been eating this up, as you can tell. We have less than 100 pages left, and it's getting really interesting. They're, you know, collecting the Providence cards. There is some action. The romance is building up now. I really love Raven Yu. That's my man. He is, oh my gosh, like, he's so fine. Everything he does is fine. And we decided to finish and finally rate this a 5-star, and hopefully continue with the second book in the duology and figure out what else is going to happen, because how this is going to wrap up in 100 pages and how I just don't know if the cure for the infection is going to happen in this book in 100 pages left. So I think the pacing of the book is magnificent. I love the characters. I love the storyline. I love everything. There's been no like plot holes. Everything has been explained very well. I also forgot to update y'all. I'm also listening to Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I am on chapter 40. It's, I kind of like to have an audiobook when I work. So I've been listening to this for about 3 days, 2 or 3 days. And I think there's only like 52 chapters. So I'm almost done, and we're kind of getting to like the climax of the book, so I'm a little nervous. I don't think this one's gonna be a 5-star. I think we're still banking on One Dark Window. I think this will probably be like a 3.5, 4, depending on how it all wraps up. I finished cooking and eating dinner while listening to Never Lie. We ended up finishing the book. Something about the Frida McFadden books and the narrators for the audiobooks that is just so perfect. I don't know who that woman is who narrates, but she is amazing. I did not expect the ending to end that way. I mean, obviously I really enjoyed how it wrapped up. The reason why I picked up Never Lie was because I was watching a fellow booktuber review it. I did get spoiled by it. I don't remember if it was Lexi or another booktuber who was reviewing it, but there were spoilers. Even though I knew who committed the crime before I picked up the novel, I didn't think it was going to wrap up this way and was going to be revealed the way that it did get revealed. So I really enjoyed how that was done. And it feels good to just cross another book off the list. I think I'm going to rate Never Lie a 3.5. I don't think it was anything crazy. It could have been because I got spoiled, but I thought it was pretty anticlimactic, I guess. I don't know. I thought it would be a little bit more dramatic, but we're still going to read One Dark Window. I do have a meeting today at 7, and it's like, I don't have my watch, but I think it's like 6:15. I was going to edit my One Dark Window vlog, so I can start editing the footage now, so I won't be so behind. But I kind of just want to read One Dark Window. It's just so good that I regret putting it down every single time. Hopefully One Dark Window is it, and this video is not 3 hours long. If you are reading any of the books that I'm reading right now, please let me know. Drop a comment. Would love to hear what you rated the book and your opinions about it. I have about 70-ish pages left for One Dark Window because I read it during lunch. But do you ever get that feeling like when you just finish an audiobook and then you're like, oh, I'm not in the mood to read? Not because the book was bad or anything, just because I feel like it's too many words in the brain. Or is that just me? But anyways, I will talk to you a little bit later. Hey, it's a lot of bit later. Yeah, how y'all doing? I never recorded that I finished One Dark Window. I don't know where the footage went. but I did read it. And it indeed was a 5-star. I love the story, the premise. It was interesting. It was unique. I just think it's crazy that it's like 3 months later. Hi, my hair changed. Yeah. So yeah, I guess this video can wrap up. Hi, it's the end of January. What happened? We're just gonna say, hey, I lost the footage, you know. I'm pretty sure I didn't record it. That will be our little secret. But I hope you read One Dark Window. I thought it was fabulous, as you can tell in the last clip where I only had like 100 pages left. But oh, this is ridiculous. Hey, amateur YouTuber, yup. In fact, plot twist, I in fact did not read Two Twisted Crowns. So I do have to read that. I am concluding this vlog. I hope you enjoyed how chaotic it was. If you enjoyed, let me know. I can do another one of these if I get in a little reading slump again. Bye, besties. I gotta go.